But if there's one thing you know about me and holidays, is that I always start the day with a 5k, and what better 5k than down and around Cardiff Bay. But as for now, I'm going to finish loading up my car camping gear, ready for tonight. Then I'm going to have breakfast, then I'm going to go and get my daughter and her friend, and then we're off to Ogmore and Sea. Well, they're off to Ogmore and Sea. I'm going to do something in Ogmore and Sea. Sheep on the side of the road, the bus stop. Oh my god, oh my god. How Welsh. Well, we've just got to Ogmore and Sea. I've dropped the girls off, so now I need to work out what I'm going to do. So the reason why I'm in Wales is basically because I'm being the parental chaperone come taxi driver for my daughter and her friend. They've come up here for 3 nights because it's their end of school hurrah, you could say. And I'm here just to make sure that if they need anyone, then someone's here, and to drive them to places like Ogmore and Sea, where we are now. Now, that meant the plan was to do a 3-night car camp. But my mum and dad, being smart, saw an opportunity because there are 3 spare seats in the car, so they've come up as well, also for 3 nights, and they're staying somewhere else. And basically, because they've got a 3-bedroom, 5-bed apartment all to themselves, well, in the day, it's a silly person that doesn't take advantage of that and actually have a little holiday. So what I'm doing in this video is basically a holiday within a holiday. So last night I stayed in the house, which was really nice actually. It's a proper nice place in Cardiff. Tonight I'm going to be stealth camping in probably Cardiff Bay, I suspect, in a residential area. And then the last night I'm going to be back with my mum and dad because I'd like to have a good night's sleep before the long slog home. So when car camping in Wales was first mentioned, I had visions of staying in the hills, in greenery, in nice quiet villages, something serene. But the problem is, as I'm the parental chaperone, I do need to be as close to Cardiff City as is possible, and that's basically why I'm going to do a stealth camp in a residential area in Cardiff Bay, because walking around there last night, there is loads of residential parking, all flat, all free, no restrictions, perfect for me. And more importantly, it means I am walking distance to where they are in Cardiff city centre. I can see why they wanted to come here though, it is proper nice. So the biggest problem I have filming here is that there are so many scantily clad women wearing bikinis. I mean, it's a nightmare. In all seriousness though, it is a really busy beach, and to be honest I think I might leave here and take a little walk up to the village, because I've still got an hour and a half left, and yeah, there's too many people here. It's more of a, there are hundreds of people here. Well, I'm rather glad that I'm taking a break from keto this week, because it means I don't have to cook anything too flamboyant in the car. I've got my cooker with me, but to be honest, I think we might just stick with a good old-fashioned pot rice. And maybe I'll just buy some chicken or something to put in it, because yeah, it's way too hot to be cooking in the car. Well, it's definitely much more my cup of tea down this part of Ogmore. Yeah, this is a lot more me. This is much nicer over here. You've got a nice little coastal path. There's a little beach down there, there's a few people in it. but it's just much more calmer, much nicer. Yeah, happy here. Yeah, this is more like it. This is what I like to do on a car camp. Sit by the sea, listening to the waves. And that's it, just chilling out. So we'll enjoy this for a little bit more, and then we'll start heading back over that way, and then yeah, get the girls and scoot off. Just slight change of plan. They wanted to visit the Ogmore castle ruins, and actually it's really, really pleasant here. Well, there's nothing better than having the facilities to make your own cup of coffee. And as if by magic, we are now in our lovely stealthy park up for the night. We're on a little residential side road on the way to Cardiff Bay. Cardiff Bay is about half a mile that way, and this was something I saw on the walk yesterday, and luckily there was one space free just for me, and it is on the whole flat. It's about -1 out, but I think I can live with that. Now you can probably see I've set the car up already, because the one thing I've learned is that when I set the bed up inside the car in what I call stealth mode, it's not exactly a pleasant watch as I scramble around in the car and move stuff around and open the bed out and scamper over this and scamper over that. So yes, the car is effectively all set up. There's only one blackout left to put on, and the central blackout, but otherwise we're all set to make a cup of coffee. And that's what I need now, because it is 5:30, and to be honest, it is way too hot to sit in the car. Every time I film, I've got to turn the fan off, otherwise all you hear is the fan. But I do need more coffee, because I've only had that one cup you saw me having a minute ago. So I'm going to have myself a coffee now, and then I think we will do the walk into Cardiff city centre. It's not particularly far to the city centre, it's only a mile and a half that way. So yeah, let's crack on. With the temperature in the car being a rather toasty 31 degrees and getting hotter, I'm not entirely sure why I'm drinking a boiling hot cup of coffee. So something I used for the first time last week in Cambridge, and something else that I've used this afternoon here, is my little 12-volt car charger for my power stations, because it's never occurred to me to actually just keep the power cable in the car, so I can just keep the power station topped up when I'm driving around. So when we were in Cambridge last week, it was awesome. I could just leave the beast behind this chair, cover it up so no one can see it, plug it in, and it just tops up when we drive. And then today I've made that cup of coffee down at Ogmore Castle, and I've charged it back up to 100% just driving to here. And what is super good is that there is one of these with the Allpowers 300 that I'm going to be giving away, I think in a week now. So there's only a week left on that competition. But that's why I actually asked them for the 12-volt charger, because I thought actually 12-volt charger versus solar panel in the UK, well, a 12-volt charger is going to be a lot more useful. Well, I've finished my coffee and I am absolutely dripping in here. So it is time to scoot off. Well, I've managed at least to find myself on the right path to Cardiff City Centre, and it's really not far at all from where I am. And this would be the Cardiff's super pleasant Butte Park. And what I love is that there is not a single dog turd in sight anywhere. Well, at least as far as I've seen. Well, I need a sandwich. I'm starting to feel starving and I'm a good 3 miles away from the car, so I need some sustenance to keep me going. About 9 o'clock, and when you see 79p sandwiches in Sainsbury's, you've got to buy more than one. So I'm full up now. I don't need any dinner. And this is when we are rapidly approaching mission stealth to get back into the car without being noticed. Well, we made it into the car successfully, but I have had to close that window because the house there have their balcony doors open and I don't want them to hear my voice. So yeah, I'm going to have to keep my voice down. I've got my lights on a fairly low setting. You wouldn't know it looking at the brightness here, but they are a lot lighter than normal, just in case there is light escaping, because I'm not under a light either. So if there is light bleed, then people will see it. And I know that side, I have to remake that cover because there is a little bleed around that one at the minute, but the rest of it should hopefully be okay. But to be honest, I'm not really going to be up for that much longer. It's 10 to 10. I've just done a 7-mile walk around Cardiff and I am absolutely knackered. And thanks to those 2 lovely sandwiches and bottle of water, I feel quite full up as well. But I did buy some cooked chicken. So my plans for the video tomorrow is basically I'm only going to really film the morning. So I'm going to get up, make myself a coffee, as long as I haven't drunk all my water, because there's not an awful lot left. You can tell it's hot. I never drink that much in a car camp. Well, I'll tell you what, I have never been this hot in this car ever. This is without doubt the hottest car camp I have ever done. I haven't been filming for the past 40 minutes. I've just been lying here with the fan there pointed at my face on maximum blast, just trying to keep cool. It's so hot. And the problem is I don't sleep. I sleep in my normal clothes just in case anything happens during the night and I need to get up or anything like that. But I think tonight I might treat myself and take my shirt off. I'm sweltering in here. And I can't do my windows either because I snore. So whilst I can't hear myself snoring, if I've got my window open, it's going to reverberate around this little road. So I can't have the windows open. I'm limited for water, although to be honest, I don't think there's going to be anything left in the morning. That's going to all disappear because I'm just sweating. I'm sweating buckets and I need to replenish. So I think tomorrow morning is going to be a very nondescript morning as far as video car camping goes. I've got nothing to eat and nothing to drink. Yeah, this is hard going. This is actually worse than being cold. At least when you're cold, you can make yourself warm. When you're hot, you can't really make yourself cold. Oh. Well, normally on a car camp, I try to film quite a lot inside the car because at the end of the day, it is a car camping video. But I'm sorry to say, I can't do it tonight. I'm just too hot. I can't think straight. I can't do anything. And more to the point, I need to strip. I am just dripping wet. My shorts are off already. My socks are off. My t-shirt's about to come off. And yeah, that pretty much means I have to stop filming. So I am hoping I manage to sleep. I hope I manage to sleep tonight because it is the proverbial oven in here. But that fan hopefully will take the edge off enough for me to get some kip. But yes, anyway, I'm going to stop rabbiting, get the fan back on and go to kip. So I will see you all in the morning. Well, as suspected, stripping down to my pantaloons has made it a lot cooler and bearable in here. Obviously I've got the camera as close to my face as I can, but look, you are seeing a bit of flesh. Anyway, back to sleep. Well, good morning, and we survived the night sleeping in just my pants. What an absolute treat. But I did get my little sleeping bag out at about 5 o'clock this morning. It wasn't fantastically cold, but this sleeping bag is my ultra lightweight one, so I knew it would just be like having a little blankie on, and yeah, that was all I needed. But otherwise the spot was fantastically quiet. A few people walking past this morning, a few cars, but at the end of the day it's a quiet residential side street. But once again, this is what I would call a proper stealth car camp, where we are roadside in a residential area and hopefully people don't know I'm in my car. But as for now, the good news is I managed to save myself enough water so I could at least have the best part of half a cup of coffee before I scoot off. Well, I was super pleased to see that not only did I have enough for a full cup of coffee, I actually even had enough for 2 little top-ups. Well, as for now though, the car is starting to get really hot again. We are up to 82 already. It was 73 when I woke up, and I can certainly feel that 10 degrees. Even with the fan on, all it's doing is just making me feel warm. So I think the plan is I'm going to drink my coffee and then we're going to slowly set up. There's no major rush, as my mum and dad are going down to Cardiff Bay to have a look at the Millennium Centre first. And then after that, we are going to go to, drumroll please, Penarth Pier. So that is our plan for today. Pen up here once I've gone back, but I need to go back and then sort all this out and put it into normal car mode. And then, yeah, so that's the day basically. Someone knocked on the car. They came round the front of the car and they could say, I could hear them laughing and saying, he's probably still in the car. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And it was my mum and dad. They're walking past and they saw the car. They're on the way to Cardiff Bay. And it finally proves the point. Would I actually be fast enough to record something if it genuinely happened? And the answer is no, I'm not. Because you're too busy thinking, oh my God. I did manage to hit record in the end, but you don't hear them talking. You just hear me opening the door and saying, Mum and Dad! Mum and Dad! So yes, there we go. I finally got the knock. Well, after all that fun of my heart genuinely skipping a beat, I've taken the black house down, I've started to chill out on the bed, and normally this is where I would kind of chill out for a couple of hours before doing anything, but I think you might forgive me for not doing it this morning, because it is now 92 degrees inside the back of my Zafira, so I am officially gonna have to pack up and scoot back. So I'm gonna end the video here because it is way too hot to film anything else and I am just dripping buckets again. So it is clearly gonna be another scorcher. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my first ever proper stealth car camping trip to Wales. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this video comes together. I never know how my videos will come together until I edit, and I never think I've filmed enough. And I think in this one, I don't think I've filmed enough to actually make a proper video out of it. But as always, the proof will be in the pudding. So when we get back, I'll start editing and we'll see what we end up with. I hope you've enjoyed my little car camping trip, and until next time, take care. Well, the clickbait in this video is just coming thick and fast. I was doing the final pack up, or pack down, whatever you want to call it, and some woman walked past my car window and looked in the car, and I looked up and we looked at each other in the eye. As she carried on walking. So not only did I get the knock, I also got busted and the knock. I'm gonna have to do a clickbait thumbnail now, a proper clickbait thumbnail. And I can do 3 thumbnails, so I can do one nice normal one, I can do one I got the knock, and I can do one I got busted. But at least they are things that genuinely happened. That's one saving grace.